Over the past few months, something alarming has been happening across America's heartland. Farmers, the backbone of our food system, are raising the alarm. And this time, it's not just a bad harvest. It's a full-blown crisis that could shake the foundation of how we eat, trade, and survive. Farmers from across America are in deep manure, literally and financially. Record-breaking agricultural debt, collapsing trade deals, unpredictable weather, and rising costs are pushing thousands of farms to the edge of bankruptcy. For many, the situation has never been this bad. Now, this wouldn't be the first time America's farmers needed a bailout. Just 6 years ago, government checks kept the industry afloat. But this time, things are different. Because while small family farms are begging for help, it's the mega farms, the ones already sitting on millions, that are quietly waiting to scoop up the benefits. So, what's really going on? How did the people who grow our food end up needing a rescue of their own? And most importantly, who actually profits from these so-called farm bailouts? Let's break it down. Every year, America exports around 20% of its agricultural products. Wheat, soybeans, corn, all shipped to countries like China, Mexico, and Canada. But with recent trade wars, those exports have crashed. China, once America's biggest soybean buyer, hasn't purchased a single bean this year. Instead, they're turning to Brazil, paying more just to avoid American suppliers. For farmers, that's devastating. They plant months in advance, betting on trade deals that can change overnight. And when prices fall, it's not big corporations who go under, it's the family farms. To make things worse, dozens of federal programs that were supposed to help have been frozen. Farmers had already invested money expecting grants that are now indefinitely on hold. 30,000 contracts gone. And while they wait for next year's relief packages, the small farms are being filtered out one by one. Even during good times, farming is a brutally tough business. Thin profit margins, high costs, and heavy debt are normal. But now, we've reached a breaking point. Labor shortages, skyrocketing land prices, and corporate consolidation are changing the face of American agriculture. And here's the irony. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 86% of farms are still labeled as small family farms. But that's misleading. Many of these so-called farms are just small garden plots or seasonal ventures. The real production, the food that feeds America, is handled by massive multi-million-dollar operations that look more like corporations than family businesses. These are the players who stand to gain the most from every bailout. When politicians talk about saving the family farmer, it's a great photo op. But in reality, the majority of those bailout dollars flow straight into the pockets of the biggest producers. And here's where it gets even darker. While small-town farmers hold town hall meetings begging for help, large investors are circling like vultures. For them, this crisis isn't a tragedy, it's an opportunity. Farmland is becoming one of the hottest new investment classes. Platforms like AcreTrader and Farm Together now let wealthy investors buy pieces of farmland like stocks. They don't care about harvests or weather, they care about appreciation. And as smaller farmers are forced to sell, big institutions are buying everything in sight. According to recent data, just 7% of farmers now receive over 60% of all financial assistance. Let that sink in. 7% of farms get nearly 2/3 of the help. So when you hear about bailouts, subsidies, or support for family farms, remember, those benefits rarely reach the people who actually need them. And if all this feels eerily familiar, it should. There's an old passage in the book Catch-22 that sums it up perfectly. The government paid him for every bushel of alfalfa he did not grow. The more alfalfa he did not grow, the more money he received. And he spent every penny he didn't earn buying more land to not grow even more alfalfa. That was satire in 1961. Today, it's policy. As farmland consolidates, the American farmer, the one we picture in movies and commercials, is disappearing. More land is now owned by corporations and investment firms than at any other time in U.S. history. And if this trend continues, farming will no longer be about feeding people. It'll be about feeding profits. So while politicians argue and the market shifts, one thing is certain. You can't eat the moral high ground. If you found this story useful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more real stories, facts, and updates from the world of farming and agriculture. We share insights that help every farmer, From small family growers to large-scale producers, stay informed and inspired. And don't miss our next video, where we'll explore why farmland is quickly becoming one of the smartest investments for the future. Because the story of agriculture is still growing.